Morning all, welcome to another fly tying tutorial. Small town flies here. It's been a while since I've actually been online tying something, so I just decided today to do a fly that's very simple, that only requires like basically two products. I've tied a bunch of these for my friends at the Feathered Hook. I'm now working on a pretty good size amount for them at the moment, so this is one I'm tying for them. Basically, it's a Perdigon, but it's two separate colors. You have it's called Iron Gray. It's the main thread, main body. And then you have the collar, okay, which is hot orange. Okay, it goes in the collar, or fire orange, I'm sorry. Both 6/0. You're also going to need a tailing feather from the tail. So just any kind of tailing feather, whiting sells them great, okay? Any kind of feather, tailing feather you want to buy. Okay, so start out, you have this is a size 16 Daihachi standard butterfly hook, okay? Size 16. And I'm pairing it with I believe it is a 764 speed. No, 3/32, I'm sorry. 3/32 bead, brass. You can use tungsten if you want, but brass or tungsten, whichever. Okay. Being these are tungsten, they will get down pretty fast, especially if there's nothing to impede their descent, or if you tie just all thread like I'm going to do. So start out with, like I said, standard thread. Bring it back. Now the key to these Perdigons is to kind of, I'll show you here once we get the tail on. You find a spot and you go so far, come back, go a little bit further in, come back a little bit further in. It gives it a kind of like a, what do we call it? Like a cone shape. Okay, you get it like a tapered effect. So take some tailing fibers or tailing feathers. Okay, take some barbs, put it in here, capture it. Okay, what you want to do is make sure it's one on top and draw it in so it's kind of like about the length of the hook shank. Bring it in, clip off your waist. Okay, get as close as you can. Bring it up. Now, make sure your bead is not like, cocked to the one side, or it's like caught or something like that. Make sure it's nice and smooth. So what you want to do, okay, you start going back. All right, I'm actually to the point where I'm counting my wraps. So it's kind of like so. You go back so far to the tail. Always make your first layer like your base layer, go all the way back to the tail to get nice and secured. Come back up. Okay. Now, when you come back down, stop just a little bit short of the tail. Okay. Come back up. Come back down again. Just kind of like figure where you stop last and stop a little bit shorter this time. Come back up. Now, what I usually do is then I'll go all the way back down to the tail, because that kind of fills in any divots or whatever, and come back up. Okay. If you want to, just one last time, like maybe halfway, and come back up. Okay. Then take your whip finish, and if it works out. Oh my gosh, I'm all thumbs this morning. What is going on here? This bites. Okay. Finish a couple times. Not really, because you're not really whip finishing. You're just so you can get the other color on. Now, your fire orange. Okay, put it in here. Start right up against the bead. Take it a couple turns. I found if you take and put your tag end, wrap it around your main thread, and bring it up, it kind of takes that tag end and brings it towards the bead, so you don't have that little part sticking out. Okay. Snip it off as close as you can. Kind of spin your thread to make it tighter. Okay. Bring it up. Okay. Don't have to go hog wild. Just enough to make a nice, smooth collar. Okay. And again, now your whip finish. Okay. Capture it and get it snug down. Now, love this stuff. It's called Solarez Bone Dry. This is absolute perfect for this this application for Perdigons, and you want this smooth around the entire fly. So take your vise, rotate it around all the thread. Okay, because being this is just this thread, these things are going to get beat up pretty bad, especially if trout are hitting on them a lot. I use these a lot when I'm fishing dry dropper. I will drag this in behind like a big hopper fly or another dry fly or something, because they're not, I mean, they're not hugely weighted, but being their Perdigon, they sink very rapidly because there's really nothing there to impede their descent. And with this bone drying here, it makes it even nicer. So get a nice even coat as you're rotating around, and then take your light and zap it. I can't stress enough, if you're going to do this, to buy a quality UV light. This one I have is it's actually by Solarez as well. It's called their Torch, I believe. The batteries, everything comes with it. Their charger comes with it. Okay, the charge for me lasts usually about maybe a week, something like that, if that. Okay, just make sure you get it. Just rotate around, nice and even dry. Okay, now this doesn't cure it completely. So when this is dry, you need to kind of put it in the sun and let it dry for about 24 hours. It will be like concrete. You won't be able to break these things. So get it down there. All right, and that, my friends, is your just a simple Perdigon with the iron gray with the orange collar. Hope you enjoyed. Tight lines, everybody, and I'll see you on the next.